All right, everybody. Welcome to the Hudson Public Utilities Commission meeting, November 9th. We're going to start with a roll call.
Hassan,
Here.
Coram,
Here.
Paul,
Here.
Nolan,
Here.
Preisel. Dave, you got to turn on your.
Here.
Wecken. Okay.
All right, so we're going to jump into this right away. So we're going to jump to number 2, and then for those of you that just jumped on, we're going to switch this around just a little bit. But first, we're going to do the approval of meeting minutes.
Move to approve.
We have a second.
So approved.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Next, we are going to jump right into our discussion and possible action on number 9.
You got to do a. They did a motion in a second, but you got to do a.
Oh,
Yeah.
all in favor. Sorry. Yeah. All in
No,
favor.
is that for?
Aye.
All
That's
right,
there's
motion-
actually 2 meetings. There was that budget meeting on the 28th, so we'll just do that again.
So no, my motion covers both of them.
Sounds good.
Same.
All in favor.
Aye.
Aye. All right, both covered. Thanks, guys. All right, like I said, we're gonna change this up a little bit, just because we got a lot to talk about, it sounds like tonight. So we are actually going to jump down to number 9 and go to closed session. So I'm gonna take a vote.
You do have to read all that, unfortunately.
Okay. Discussion and possible action on closed session. The commission may convene into closed session during the meeting pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.851C and E, considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility, the deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business wherever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session, specifically to review utility director compensation. The commission will reconvene into open session. So I would like to motion into closed session.
Second.
So all in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, Kip, if you want to just
Right.
turn.
I'm
the
gonna.
meeting-
Okay, there you go.
All right, Mary made the motion and I seconded it to go back into open session.
Yep. And then
We have to vote on that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, motion carries. We are back in open session. Thank you. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to be making a motion to bump the city utility director's pay scale to be in line with the City of Hudson Finance Director and Director of Public Works, starting at year number 2. Can we have a motion for that?
I'll make the motion. Oh, and to adjust the,
And to adjust the budget as well.
yeah,
When
both
did-
budgets. Mhm.
When do you want that to start?
Oh, January 1st.
Okay.
Is that all right with everybody else?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm gonna oppose only because of the level.
Okay,
I still
Mhm.
think that there should be a bump and it should be in the finance. I just think it should be level 1.
okay.
Mhm.
Well, I also approve, so the motion carries with 2, 3, 4, 5 to 1. Motion carries. All right. So now we are going to jump back up and we're going to jump back into, I believe we left off at number 3. Old
Correct.
business. Kip, do you have any old business?
Nothing on the agenda, no.
Okay, then let's jump into new business. 4.1 discussion and possible action on Magny Construction, pay app number 17.
Okay, so in your packets, you've got Magny pay app number 17 in the amount of $574,275.66. It has been reviewed by our engineers and they do recommend payment.
Any
Move to
questions? Move to approve. Do we have a second to approve?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Who made the motion? It was
I did.
Garble.
I believe it was Joyce made the original
Yeah.
motion, and I think that was Mary that seconded,
No.
correct?
No, Susie.
Susie? Okay,
Susie.
sorry.
Okay, thank
You
you.
guys sounded kind of similar. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Moving on, number 5, project updates, project status report, 5.1, November 9th, 2021, project status report.
All right, so you've got that in your budget or in your packet also. Nothing's really changed since last month. Then all the Highway 35 project, we've got 95% in there. There's always a few little minor things that they need to clear up. We did get a punch list item or punch list today on that. I think there's one valve that needs to be raised up on our side. So we should be good there. And then the wastewater treatment plant, I've got down about 70% right now. But we'll also discuss on what's been happening in October here at the 5.2 on our agenda. So,
Okay.
and we
Anybody
don't
have-
need a motion or anything for that.
Yeah. Does anybody have any questions on this? Okay. 5.2, wastewater treatment plant.
Okay, so in your updated, your memorandum here in your packet, site piping, about 300 total feet of 14-inch pipe was installed from the new pre-treatment building to the tie-in location in the middle of the parking lot. The force mains will go live in the middle of November. The pre-treatment building, the wet well tank was protective coated. The fine screed equipment was delivered and installed. Electrical conduit and control programming near completion. And a side note that's on there, they're going to be doing startup of that new pre-treatment building, I believe, Monday or Tuesday of next week. So that's a good thing where we're going to start getting some of this stuff started up. They have been starting a couple things down there. So the guys have been doing training on some of the new equipment that they're getting and things like that. Sludge conditioning building, the DAF tank equipment was installed. One of the return activated sludge pumps was installed to replace a failed pump. And then in there, you've also got a couple, like always, a couple nice pictures, just kind of what's going on. I was down there again today. It's really starting to look good. There's just not parts laying all over the place anymore. Things are actually finding their home for the next 20, 30 years. So it's actually starting to shape up down there. So
Awesome. That'd be, I'd like to go down and check that out when they're all completed.
yeah, I would suggest sometime this spring, obviously. We
Yeah.
can set it up. We can actually, what we've done in the past when we've done things like that, and it's completely up to you guys. We can either, just do a tour, which is always nice. But we've also tried to combine it maybe on the second Tuesday of a month where we'll, meet down there at 5:00, do a tour at 5, and then have our meeting, right there at 6 or something along that line. So right now it's just, it's dirty, it's messy. There's stuff laying all over the place. So, wait till we're a little bit further along, but
Yep, springtime would be great. Not a problem. Okay, great. Number 6, other business for informational purposes only or for an upcoming agenda. We got 6.1, discussion only on the water service agreement with the Village of North Hudson. So we wanted to, I know David asked to throw this on here just to kind of discuss this. We wanted to kind of go through this a little bit. Dave, did you want to go ahead and kick this one off? If you're still there.
Dave's on mute.
Oh,
Okay, sorry about that. So hopefully the commission has reviewed this. I know I have a couple of different times and everything, and I just want to make it known that I'm disappointed in the way this happened. This did never go to us before it was signed off on, and Andy signed off on this, and we have talked about that already. But I'd like to hit on a couple of points in regards to this, especially like the first one. The water service agreement was made and entered on the 13th day of September 2021 by and between the City of Hudson, a Wisconsin Municipal Corporation acting by and through its Public Utility Commission. And again, we as a commission, never saw this document before it was fully executed. I never had the chance to take a look at this document. And it's disappointing that as a group of individuals that are responsible for the water aspect of this, never got to do this. And you know, through some backdoor dealings with the village and with the city, this was completed. So it's disappointing that it happened. It is done. And now we are bound by this agreement for the next couple of years. To the best of my knowledge, we've spent in excess of $100,000 in attorney's fees to get a document like this, again, that the ratepayers paid for. So it's difficult for me to understand this, how it got to this without us as a commission seeing it. So as we go through the recitals and things like that, you know, please read through this. This is a 3-year agreement. A couple of questions I've got in regards to this, Kip, which I don't know if you'll be able to answer or not. That I think it starts under Article 4. While this water agreement is in effect, the city shall operate, maintain, and repair the village water system in the manner that it operates, maintains, and repairs the city's water distribution system. So we are basically taking North Hudson system, and we, again, as a city, as a commission, are paying for all of the repairs to that system, a system that we've never had responsibility for in the past. So I don't quite understand that. That's like me going out and paying for somebody's vehicle usage, wrecking it when I don't even own it. So I'm confused about that. Has everybody read through this document?
I've read through it very thoroughly, and we had a closed session before voting on it. I voted against it because for one of the reasons was that, you know, the utility commission hadn't been involved in this at all. And there were a number of things in there that I disagreed with and tried to get changed. And, you know, Rich is the one who negotiated this agreement, and his standard reply was, we've spent all this time getting this agreement. If we make any changes, then North Hudson has to, then we go back into negotiations and rack up more legal bills, and there's a chance that North Hudson wouldn't agree to it.
How come we never voted on the one thing that we did vote on as a commission at the city
Yes.
level?
We did vote in the utility commission. If you guys recall, last year, we did vote to send this to the city for wholesale. That's what we voted on unanimously. And that did not go to city council. So I'm not sure why that happened. I don't know if Joyce, if you have any insight on why that never happened. I don't know.
My guess, I mean, I can't speak for the mayor.
Yeah.
I would like to say 2 points. One, Dave, you brought up the ratepayers spent $100,000 or so on this. You are excluding the $80,000 to $100,000 North Hudson taxpayers and ratepayers spent on this outside of the utility. This is part of the reason why I was against the budget for sewer for $15,000 to reduce.
Same thing's gonna happen with sewer, Mary. The
Yep.
same exact thing's gonna happen with sewer.
My point is, Dave, is that North Hudson utility users and taxpayers paid twice. They paid through the rates, and they're paying through their property taxes for North Hudson's expenditures for this, for the water agreement that wasn't covered by the utility.
So I
But I-
guess as a group, Mary, what we have to do when the sewer comes on the table, that we do a better job at negotiating.
Yeah, better
getting it
job
taken care of first.
negotiating before getting lawyers involved. And number two, any costs either is covered by the sewer utility or each individual municipality. That was
So
my point.
again, but this So just because I know what Dave's getting at, and just in the scheme of, the fact is that this is done right now, but when I say we, the Utility Commission and the city tried to reconcile this years ago. And it was ignored. And it got to the point where the city had no option but to get legal representation to step in. And until legal representation stepped in, that's when people started talking. And that could have all been avoided, because I agree, it's not fair
No,
to the end
no.
users at all.
You
But-
got approved $30,000 in 2017 to get a lawyer.
Mary, this was ignored
Anyway,
for 3
here,
years. That's not disputable, Mary. That's indisputable.
Actually, it is.
We have certified
right
letters,
now-
certified letters that were, no, Mary, no. There are certified letters that we sent out that were ignored. So that's not
I
gonna
didn't have
be a
anything to
dispute.
do with that at that
Okay,
time.
well,
Okay,
that,
so-
I'm
No,
just. telling
that's
you, what
understandable,
happened.
Mary, but you
Here,
know,
No.
guys, actually, my first point was who's paying for everything? Ratepayers or both property
Both.
taxpayers and ratepayers?
Both,
Or
both.
really? Anyway, the second point was, crap. Oh, the utility is actually owned by the city. So you guys manage it. But it is owned by the city. So saying that the city didn't have a say in how the negotiations were going.
I never
It's
said
wrong.
that. I
Nobody
never
said
said
that.
that. I never said that at all.
no, what he said was that the Utilities Commission,
No, he said a backdoor deal, and it's not a backdoor deal when the
He's-
owning party is negotiating with the other party.
It still has to come in front of the commission for a vote.
It's not.
That's
a
all I
backdoor
wanted. That's
deal.
all that would have been okay to do, so we could have
Actually,
talked
why-
about it, Mary.
Why,
That's it.
why does it have to come in front of the commission for a vote when even your code says that the city is involved in contracts?
That's fine, but as part of the utility, as part of the enterprise fund, that's what we're around for. That's what the commission is for.
yes.
To talk about stuff like this. That's it. We've got very little to do with it, other than talking about it. Same thing with micromanaging every aspect of the budgets and things like that. We have nothing to do with that other than discussion purposes. We vote on it, it moves up to the city council. It's that simple.
I think just for the purpose of this discussion, because we only brought this up just to talk about it. Again, what's done is done now, and this is gonna come up again. When we talk about wastewater, and I think with any city government, anything within it, there needs to be transparency. And what I'm hearing you say, Dave, is you don't feel like transparency was given.
Absolutely not.
And I
Now
agree.
the
with you.
sewer, as far as I'm considered, will be different and everything because the commission, yes, it does, but under, again, the enterprise fund, it is not regulated by the PSC, so we don't have as much to do with it
Yeah,
as the sewer. So, but I'd still like to talk about it. If I'm on this, appointed by the mayors, the past 3 mayors, in fact, I'm okay with that. I just want to be able to vote on it if my name is on it. Right now, my name is on it. I had never seen it before. It was given to me at the last meeting. By then, it was already executed. I don't like that at all. And none of the commissioners should like that either.
and just so I can say it here, I did send out an email with the same points that you're making, Dave, that I shared with city council. I didn't agree with it either. Pat, I need you to step in here real quick and take over. I got to step away for one quick second. So if you could just take over and pick us up.
I don't have anything further on this.
I'd like to make a point, though. One of the things that I was able to get the city to agree to is that, all right, these quarterly meetings that are in Article 13.2, that to make sure that everyone from the council, from the village board, and from the Public Utilities Commission is invited to these meetings. Now, that doesn't mean that we have to attend or that, you know, they have to work the dates and times around anyone in particular, but that we are informed and can make the effort to attend, because I would like to make sure that we are, for the purposes of transparency, that we do know what's going on during these meetings.
Yeah, I guess I did have one more question. Kip, if you can answer this for me. On 8.1 intergovernmental water fee, there is no dollar amount in there. There won't be billed for 18 months after September 7th, 2021. Do we know what that intergovernmental water fee is? And why it wouldn't be a dollar amount in there?
I'm just reading it now, so.
Yeah, I asked about that one. And the response was that these are
Okay,
billed when new properties are developed.
No,
And
it's
that,
not fees, it's impact fees.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's
impact
basic,
fees.
yeah, that's basically what it is. You're correct, Mary. It's basically impact fees. We do not have the ability
Authority.
to charge fees to customers of the village. So, or developers in the village. So that's in there so we can actually collect our fees that, you know, so if a gas station comes into the city of Hudson, there's certain fees that are charged for connecting to the system. We don't have the ability to charge those fees in the village, but the village has the ability to charge those fees. So that's pretty much what it is. It's how we had to go about doing that so we could collect our fees up in the village.
It is not a hookup-
8.1.1,
it
what's
is
that,
not
Mary?
a hookup fee, please. I need to
Yeah.
clarify this. It is not a hookup fee. The village already pays the utilities hookup fees.
Correct.
This is
Yes.
an impact fee, which the city used to charge to a certain section of the city for growth, but then last year changed it to citywide impact fee.
Mhm,
Yep, 100% correct, Mary.
The city
right.
is not allowed by statute to charge another municipality an impact fee. That is why this intergovernmental fee was created in this contract, to collect fees from any North Hudson development similar to any Hudson development for an impact fee, not a hookup fee, an
Correct.
impact fee. This is over and
Right.
above a hookup fee.
Yep.
And so Dave, to answer your question, you said that the fees aren't in here. They're in the city ordinance.
Yeah, they're in our fee schedule.
So for the next 18 months, the village collects them or
No,
the village charges nothing? Nothing happens for the next 18 months.
because some of
It does
some
not,
of these developments were already underway, so that was why
Exactly.
they,
Okay,
exactly. These developments were already approved and in process. And that's why these particular developments were not included in that.
Correct.
okay. And are there other fees that are changing hands between the village and the water or the city that I'm missing in here?
As usual, Dave, I mean, nothing has changed with the other fees. The hookup fees that I was talking about, or connection fees. It's called a connection fee, I believe, in water, and it's called a hookup fee in sewer. The village already forwards monies collected for those fees to the city. Have for 30+ years.
And that didn't change?
That did not change.
Right.
Okay, I don't have any further questions right now.
Any other questions on the water service agreement then? Otherwise, I think, Pat, we can just move on to the,
Otherwise, we'll go to 6.2, the West Central Wisconsin Wastewater Biosolids Facility.
yep, and them are just,
Did you
them
look
are
at the
just,
meeting?
yeah, those are in there just for record, so everybody has them. So we don't need any, no action or anything on there.
Then we have the sewer utility cash report.
Yeah, so 7.1, the sewer utility cash report is in your packet. So that is just for information only. And along with 7.2, the water utility cash report is also in your packet for information.
Skip, any idea off the top of your head how much Clean Water Fund loan funds have been remitted to the city?
I do not know. They remit them. They submit the paperwork, I believe, maybe every other month, type thing, and they're pretty good about turning it around. So, but I don't know exactly where we're at, Mary. No.
Okay, thank you.
So that leaves number 8, claims. We'll have to vote on the claims.
Move to approve.
I'll second
Bryce
it.
moves to approve. Dave second.
Yeah, we do need a vote on that then. Other
All
or
in favor?
discussion first and then a vote.
One thing that I'd like to note is that, Xcel Energy bills are a lot of money each month. I think that it would be worthwhile to discuss some solar electricity options for some of the buildings.
Well, I was looking at that too, Joyce, and it's going to, power bills are going to just increase. But anyway, I remember from many years ago that the utility negotiated with the power company for rates. I don't know if that's been done recently or if the energy company is willing to do that, but I remember that lower rates were achieved, and the electricity company has always been regulated by the PSC, but somehow it seemed that lower rates were negotiated for the utilities.
Just to clarify, the low, I don't know if I want to call them lower rates. We
Well,
get,
I don't know.
we get adjustments based because we are able to operate it ourselves or operate on generators. So, we're on that, I can't remember what they call it, but where the middle of summer, it's 100 degrees out, everybody's running the air conditioner, the power grid is really taking a hit. There is times that we are contacted to, maybe put a well or two or the wastewater treatment plant or something along that line on a generator, which
Okay.
just helps save the, the power grid,
Right.
things like that. And then I believe we
Peak
get
rates.
credit.
Peak rates.
Peak
Kip, it would
rates.
be,
Peak shaving, we
Yeah.
call it.
it
Peak
would be
shaving.
helpful too. Yeah, do we have like all of our furnaces and things like that on those saver switches? Would that be an option as well?
I don't think we do, but I mean, it's something we can always look into, but, I know, like wastewater treatment plant, for example, the new, all the new equipment that's going in there is obviously going to be more energy efficient than the 30-year-old equipment that's in there. It takes a lot of power. It takes a lot of power to generate water and pump it up into them towers and, move it around town and different things like that. Yeah, I don't know if there's an option to negotiate lower rates through the utility. But like I said, I know we do our best to do that peak shaving to where we can get, some relief at some point during that.
I have another question for you, Kip. I don't know if it was operational at the time now of the remodel. But I thought the wastewater utility had put in a system where they could recapture and use heat or turn into heat
Correct. Yeah,
gas from the biosolids or from the wastewater.
Yeah, we currently, we capture gas. And then sometimes where you've seen like the eternal flames at those, we actually do, and we do it I don't know about today, but we currently do it where, yeah, we capture a lot of that or a lot of that gas and reburn it, for different things at the treatment plant. So yes. And that will continue in the new facility.
Can you find out what percentage of that waste gas is recaptured and burned for heat?
I can definitely see what we can come up with.
Okay, thank you.
As we continue these discussions, it'll be unique to look at what we're using in electricity, what we're using to fuel our vehicles. Because if we go to a all electric fleet at one time, our utility bills, electric specifically, will increase.
Yeah, and that's that's my, that's how I make a living. I'm in that industry. And the way things are shifting right now, it would be wise of us to start taking a serious look at some of these alternatives with our vehicles and with the energy we're capturing. We can be one of the cities that, spearheads this and gets into it. Obviously when you jump into, EV, especially with vehicles, there's definitely a cost that goes with it, but in the long run, you can definitely save a whole boatload of money. So I agree. This is a conversation we should start having and keep doing a little research on. So Kip, maybe you can, yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how these alternative energies work in different climates, say for our climate opposed to south? So
yeah,
cold
weather obviously impacts batteries. So if you're talking specifically to like EVs, so let's take a Tesla, for instance. If you buy the car in the summertime and you get a range of, 350 miles on the vehicle, in the wintertime, you might get 325 miles worth of range. You're not going to see anything really deplete any quicker. You just get less range. So there definitely is an impact with it. But as far as efficiency goes, it could be off the charts. We could really be looking at, and it's not like Dave said, we could have a whole fleet. Well, yeah, maybe, but we could start with one and we can monitor it and we can see what it does for us and we can see the cost impact. There's more than enough data out there right now where you can, you implement, one truck. I know Rivian's coming out with a pickup truck, that has like a 358 mile range. I think the starting cost on it is like $60,000 or $65,000. But to charge the thing, if you install a charger at the facility, which if it's anything like Tesla, it's $500 to buy, $700 to install if you hire an electrician to come out. And then to charge your vehicle from empty to full, it only costs you $2.
But
$2.
That Tesla charger runs off the grid, correct?
Correct. But you could also set it up so it's ran off solar. You could have it run off the grid, but most people just have them installed like 220. So a 220 volt would plug into that and then you'd be off to the races. But lots of people have solar too, and they have a battery on the side of their house or on the side of their building. I know that, I'm, like I said, I work in the automotive industry and there are a lot of dealerships you'll see are starting to add solar roofs. And then they have huge, battery packs on the sides of their building. And those battery packs will capture that energy. And after, I think it's, like a couple of years, they're actually able to sell energy back to the power company. So they're just making money.
I think with solar roofs, it's a good idea, but you have to also look at the maintenance of getting the snow off it.
Actually, snow doesn't build up on it because it generates enough heat. So with solar panels, it actually won't collect snow.
At what angle?
Well, at a pitch. I mean, they have flat ones too, but if you go onto a flat roof, so for instance,
I'm thinking of maybe a 412 pitch, not, not super pitchy.
yeah, no,
Enough-
it doesn't even have to slide down. They generate enough heat off of them where the snow doesn't stick to it.
Okay.
So I'm just saying it's something for us to look at. And I think, Kip, I think it'd be wise of us to at least, start looking at it. And I mean, like I said, there's more than enough data and stuff out there right now. I mean, take a look at what you just saw Hertz do, Hertz rental car. I mean, they just went for broke. I mean, they bought 100,000 Teslas. And if you go try to rent one right now online, they're all sold out. The CEO just put an order in for another 50,000. Tesla Model 3 is the #1 selling used car in the entire world right now. It has an average lot life of 15 days, and a used Tesla Model 3 right now, if you try and go buy a used one, they're selling it for at least $7,000 over MSRP. So if companies like that are making that drastic switch, and you keep seeing more and more and more and more of these companies popping up like they are right now, that's just the way it's going to go. I mean, Audi, Toyota, Honda, they just announced that they have a hydrogen cell. That's going to be it. Everything's going to go to EV and hydrogen. I mean, and the tech's out there. So I think it'd be worth looking into. Maybe we can test a couple of things and see if it works for us. And if it doesn't, we got lots of other options. Any other
Well, we probably
questions?
should be moving
Yeah,
on.
we do have a motion and a second on the floor, I
Yes.
believe.
Okay. Any opposed? All right.
Wait, you didn't take the vote.
I thought we did it. I'm sorry.
On the claims.
On the
claims.
claims. Got it. All
Yes.
right. All in favor on the claims?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right. Motion carries. Thank you. All right. And we already did number 9.1. So we are on to adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
All right.
What was
All
that?
in favor?
Aye.
Second.
And we got a second. Any opposed? All right. Thanks, everybody. We're good
Thank
to
you,
go.
everyone.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Bye.